The reason why they carry this big stick that's left and right, okay, it's not to balance them.
No.
That's not what it's doing.
Really?
No.
Okay. Now you've got me.
Okay.
Why motorcycles can stand up?
For the longest while, and I count myself among those who would give the answer that you have spinning wheels that are basically gyroscopes, and that they gyroscopically stabilize the motorcycle. By the way, the same would apply to bicycles, of course.
Right.
Yes.
But I recently read that someone did an experiment where they added wheels that spin the opposite way of the wheels. They're not connected to the ground or anything, but they spin in the opposite direction, which cancels out the physical angular momentum of the rotating wheel.
Okay.
So that the whole system no longer has a net gyroscopic force operating on it.
Interesting.
And it's still stayed up.
So it's down. Like it's rolling down the hill, but then let's say you have like a balancing pole with two wheels on it, and then they're spinning in the opposite direction. Like
correct. And they figured out a way to do this so that then there's no net gyroscopic stabilizing force because it's been canceled out just through the laws of physics. So it's still maintained its course. And so here's what's going on. And it's fascinating. It's more complicated with a bicycle than in other examples I could give, but a system is stable in whatever it's doing if its center of mass is as low as it could be. Okay. Within a range of
which is the whole deal with motorsport, where they're always trying to get the center of mass as low as possible.
Yes, and electric cars put their batteries not on the roof, but on as low as possible on the bottom, so that you have the low. Because watch what happened. If the center mass is so low that anything you do to that object raises the center of mass, it doesn't want to do it. It always wants to bring the center of mass as close to the center of the earth as possible. So it turns out the design of a bicycle, where the center of mass of the front section and the back and the chair, is that if you set the thing rolling down the hill and it begins to lean, what'll happen is the front wheel will turn into that lean.
Correct.
Okay. And right itself. Okay. So the bike won't necessarily go in a straight line, but if it curves, its tendency will be to right itself.
So Neil, I'm on a high wire on my bike because I'm a bit like that.
Okay. Wait.
Enormous big pole.
Now you want to ride
What's
a bicycle?
Happening? Why?
You want to ride a bicycle on a high wire? Let's just do the high wire first, and then we can stick you on a bike if you want. Okay, so the high wire, the reason why they carry this big stick that's left and right, okay, it's not to balance them.
No.
That's not what it's doing.
Really?
No.
Okay.
No.
Now you've got me.
Okay. That balance pole is floppy. Have you noticed that?
Yes.
It's not a rigid pole.
Chuck, I so thought you were going to drop a gag there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was going to say it happens to a lot of high wire walkers, but it's okay. But I'm not going to do that.
Of course not.
Leave it alone.
Okay,
exactly.
So it's not a rigid pole, because you could say you can use that to balance. No, because they're not using it to balance. They get a floppy pole, so that the side on the left flops downward and the side on the right flops downward. Okay? And the system, the high wire walker plus the pole, has a center of mass now that is so low that if he starts tipping to the left, the center of mass is raised because the pole is out there counterbalancing him. Okay? So yes, I'll use the word balance in that context, but it's all about the center of mass. If he tips, the center of mass raises, and it wants to lower the center of mass once again. So he can easily, I mean, if you still have the talent to do this, stay on the pole, on the wire, because the pole plus the wire him on the wire is the lowest center of mass of the system that you can get. And if you don't see him walking with his up over his head, do you? You don't see that. Okay.
It's always
he's holding it down low.
It's always held pretty low, right down by the waistline.
Yeah.
Right by the waistline. So Gary, now you want to have the high wire act on a motorcycle. Okay.
Now bike.
So-
Let's not go too bad.
Okay. So there's probably some kind of groove in the tire for it to stay on the wire.
Well, you may
Because
take the
otherwise-
tire off and use the rim.
Oh, that would work. Oh, for sure, because the rim is concave,
Yeah.
right? So that's an interesting way to make that work. But if you are up above the wire relative to the tires, you'd want the floppy stick. You'd want that to go even wider out to the sides and be even more droopy. And that would give you tremendous stability in doing this exercise. So, Gary, I don't know, did I go where I had to go in that answer for you?
I think you did, yeah. I mean, just thinking about, would it work then for electric motorbikes? Because there's no engine, and generally the engine is the lower part of the whole thing.
How
would that then work in the same way?
Because I've seen motorbikes where the batteries go up one of the
Yeah, I was going to say the difference is that the weight of an engine on a bike is pretty evenly distributed, so that it makes the bike balanced to ride. So once you just
it's between the rear wheel and where your feet go,
and where
it's
your
not
feet
up
go.
not in the front wheel, right?
Right.
No, that's right.
So that's normally the way they position engines. But for a battery, you can see it like they sit like right under the front fork sometimes, and then sometimes at the bottom of the bike. So it's interesting. I'd
have to conclude, Gary, that if they're putting batteries up the down tube and up the tubes, then that's changing where the center mass of the system is, and it can only be less stable for that reason. Yes.
Yeah.
Perfectly. What we need is delivery riders on less stable bikes doing 30 odd miles an hour down the street the wrong way with our food. Perfect.
That's right, because in the city, Uber Eats are people on motorized bicycles. It's not people in cars. So that's all I can tell you on that, Gary. Were you good to go on that?
Thank you.
Yeah. So just remember,
I was fascinated by the balancing pole, because that is something I'm thinking, well, that's for balance, but it's not. It's a different thing altogether.
It's a different. I mean, there's some.
It's for what you said. The center of mass. It's for center of mass.
It's to keep the center of mass as low as possible, and in some cases, the center of mass is, in fact, I think it's in every case, the center of mass is below the wire.
Ooh,
so that as you tip,
now it's spooky.
The center mass says, I want to get as low. I want to get as close to the center of Earth as possible. And that's directly below the wire. And you're on top of the wire, so everybody's stable. There it is.
Interesting. So it's not as dangerous as they make out then.
No. I think most things are not. If you boost the odds in your favor by training, by practice, by physics, then anyone else looking at what you do is imagining themselves in that situation and how dangerous it would be for them. They're not imagining you in that situation, imagining how non-dangerous it otherwise is for those who are trained. Chuck, Gary, that's all the time we have for this explainer.
Really?
Yeah, and Star Talk Sports Edition, we got explainers there too.
Yeah, we have curiosity as well, Neil.
Yeah, the rest of the universe is not the only place where you scratch your head and say, really? Is that how that works? Why?
Yeah. Really?
Sports is right.
Riding a motorcycle on a wire?
All right.
Really?
Neil deGrasse Tyson here, your personal astrophysicist. As always, keep looking up.